Hey everyone! I told you guys I would vlog again, so I'm going to try QuickTime Player this time as an alternative to Photo Booth, which is what I was using yesterday. Hopefully the audio won't get off and I can answer your questions. Okay, so first of all, I want to say thank you guys so much for all the kind comments and Facebooks and tweets and YouTube comments and everything you've said in support of my being at SourceFed now, and also for the live shows that we've been doing. It just means a lot. When you guys say nice things, honestly, it makes my whole day better. So thank you guys so much, and I'm so excited to be part of the SourceFed crew. So I will start answering questions from Facebook. Let's see. Tim Robinson asks, how is hanging with the crew at the RNC? It's been really fun so far. I showed you guys a little bit of the Google room that we get to shoot in. It's really beautiful because, you know, Google doesn't half-ass anything. And the studio we get to shoot in is so cool. It's like this glass box and people can kind of walk around behind you. It's been really fun. The crew there is amazing. We've had a lot of fun kind of throwing each other under the bus. Today I got outed super hardcore as a liberal, and Elliot and Phil had fun kind of picking at me for that. I promise I don't want to take everyone's guns away, just the assault rifles. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Austin Moore asks, do you speak Japanese fluently? Can we hear some? Sure, I do speak Japanese. I would call myself like heavily conversational as opposed to fluently. I took 4 years of it in college. It was my minor. My favorite Japanese phrase is probably, unmei wa utsukushiku, which means fate is beautiful. I'm really somebody who believes in fate, and so the phrase is really cool. It's also the name of a song off of the Sailor Moon, one of the Sailor Moon soundtracks. So it's bonus. And the first phrase I ever learned in Japanese was omae o cross, which means I will kill you. It's not my fault. It was in Gundam Wing. Blame the anime. Faith Russell asks, what are a few of your favorite things? Books, movies, ice cream flavors, and anything about Miss Penny. My favorite book is probably Band of Brothers. I have a degree in history, and World War II was my concentration in that degree. So it's a fantastic book. I love the series, the miniseries. It's amazing. And yeah, I've read a bunch of Holocaust survivor accounts. Night is one, if you haven't read any. That's a good kind of introduction into the genre. They're very hard to read, but you know, it's important that we do read them and do remember. And I'm pretty sure all the the ladies in my library in high school and in middle school thought I was crazy because I read every World War II book we ever had in our library. So a bunch of those would make my list as well. As for not so serious reading, Divergent and Insurgent, which is the second book in the series, they're both really good. I really recommend them if you liked Hunger Games. They're kind of in the same genre. Favorite movie? Moulin Rouge is always up there. Robin Hood Men in Tights, Mean Girls. Lately, Inglourious Bastards has been like one of my favorite movies. I think it's fantastic. My favorite ice cream flavor is vanilla because I'm super boring. And anything about Miss Penny. Well, Miss Penny was purchased on the side of the road. Mrs. Penny Apple. I don't want to keep calling her Miss Penny. Mrs. Penny Apple was purchased on the side of the road, and her name comes from an episode of Family Guy in which Stewie pretends to be his own housekeeper maid lady, and he calls himself Mrs. Penny Apple. Let's see. Michael Chow asks, what characters besides the one you've done would you really want to cosplay as, and why haven't you done so yet? I really want to be Sailor Heavy Metal Papillon from the Sailor Moon manga. I tried to make the costume when I was like 14. It went so terribly. I didn't have any wings. I didn't have a wig. It was a valiant first effort in the saddest way possible. But I'm definitely going to make it for Anime Expo 2013. So I'm going to make it right and make it perfect, and I'm really excited to do that. Aside from that, I really want to do Cortana. Obviously, I ruined the bodysuit by being an idiot, but I really feel like if I had made that bodysuit in any way, I would have wanted to redo her, because I really want to do with like the bodysuit with like full lights, so that, you know, when she's really concentrating and see the code go up her arms, I really want to be able to pull that off somehow. Let's see. Jeff Silver asks, did you make your Leia costume? And by the way, you look awesome in it. Well, thank you. I didn't. It's from leiasmetalbikini.com. It was lent to me, and then they let me keep it. So I love it. People always are like, oh, it's so cliche, baby. I really liked it. And I grew up watching Star Wars, and I just thought it was really cool when Leia wore it as well. And I don't know. I know it's cliche. I know there's a million of them, but I still had a blast wearing it. Let's see. Steve Vu asks, says, I saw that photo with you and Elliot is damn tall. How tall are you? I'm 5'2". I am little. Me, Lee, and Trisha are all very little, so we all stand on those big boxes that you saw in the blooper reel last week. We all stand on, they're called apple boxes. Let's see. A bunch of you, Corey Neal asked, but a bunch of you asked, how did you manage to become a part of the SourceFed team? I actually answered a casting call, and I was so nervous because I wanted it so bad, just like watching their videos and like seeing what they did, like, oh my god. I was so intimidated. I knew like I wasn't on their level at all, and I just wanted it so bad. And I actually got to the audition not a little late, but I was cutting it close, so I parked in a no parking zone. And so while I was in the audition, I was thinking, like, my car is being towed right now, but I can't leave because I really want to do this audition. And I was so nervous, and after I walked out, I I got on the phone. I was like, oh, I don't think I got it. But, you know, thankfully I did. So, yeah, it's just been really, really awesome. Corey Neal also asks, are you single? I am. I don't really know what else to say about that. I don't know if that's, like, a sad thing or an exciting thing. Yeah. A bunch of you asked, will you marry me? So, no, you know, I do have to love somebody before I marry them, but, you know, thanks for the offer. Neju Ajekum asks, how has your life changed now that you're full-time on SourceFed? Are you going to be in the RNC coverage? Obviously I am. And do you have any lesser-known cosplay tips? Well, first of all, how has my life changed since I'm in SourceFed? It's just been really awesome. Like, I get to host every day, which is what I've really wanted to do, and it's just been such an opportunity and so much fun, and I really love it. And any lesser-known cosplay tips, makeup is really important. It really is. It's just, like, even if you're not really somebody who wears makeup all the time, totally fine, but just, like, the way the characters look, like, it matters. It makes a big difference, and I think that's something a lot of girls kind of skimp on and don't think is very important. But it just, even if you have an amazing costume and your makeup isn't right, it takes away from it. And I don't know why that seems like shallow or weird to say, but it's an important thing that a lot of people overlook. So I'm going to stop answering questions now and try to upload this video since it's not so huge, and then I will make a part 2 that is the rest of your questions. So thank you so much for asking questions, and I will answer some more in just a little bit. So yeah.